You know those moments where you have worked so hard to plan everything out, you're under a lot of pressure, there's so much going on, and you're trying to get it all done by a certain time. And then, of course, life throws you a curveball and your plans get thrown off by some unexpected event, and you're frazzled because you just don't know how you're even gonna finish what you need to. I know those feelings all too well. So in this video, I want to walk you through prioritizing my to-do list and help you better understand what to prioritize when you are stressed too. Big welcome if you are new. I'm Amber with Solutions for Simplicity, and this channel is about equipping you with science-backed strategies to do more, stress less, free up your time and energy for who you love without sacrificing your personal passions and ambitions. So, little backstory about my current situation. Again, please chime in down in the comments and tell me something you have experienced where your plans got thrown off. But I am a college professor. It's the end of the semester. It was already going to be such a busy time of year. The last few months have been a complete whirlwind with other family emergencies, and I'm due to have my fourth baby literally any day now. My due date is just a couple days away. And then, of course, as life happens, I got a call a few days ago that my youngest was sick, needed to be picked up from daycare, and I have now missed 3 work days where I thought I would be able to be productive, cross things off my list, and instead, family first, right? True priorities need to take precedence. But that has just added to the overwhelm, the stress, and the anxiety I feel. I've been here before. Thankfully, I know more of what to do in these moments in order to de-stress and really put a new plan in place to get clear on exactly what has to happen and really, come to that reality when you can't do it all. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through my to-do list and using my new Pinpoint Your Priorities notepad. This is available through the link in the description, but it's a 50-page notepad that walks you through my signature 5Ds formula for prioritizing and organizing your tasks. I want to show you how I get super brutal and critical with myself because so many of the things I needed or wanted to do just can't happen, right, as originally scheduled. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's do this. If you can hear in my voice, I am actually starting to come down with what my son has. I was starting to film yesterday, and then he needed me. Yes, baby. What are you doing? Who is it?
Mama!
Hi! Hi! How's my guy? Did you wake up?
Yeah.
Okay, can mommy work?
No.
No. And now I'm not feeling so hot myself. So please bear with me, but that's all the more reason why this method is so helpful. It is just absolutely crucial that I pinpoint exactly where to spend my precious time and energy now more than ever. The first thing I'm going to do is start with a brain dump of all of the different things I need or want to do this week. And if you have watched any of my prior to-do list organization videos, you know that I am a huge fan of using different colored pens to indicate different categories of your life. This is totally optional, but I find it really helpful for then visually seeing kind of what tasks correspond to which kinds of things. So I'm going to start out by listing the date. And then as I do my brain dump, I'm going to quickly write down any due date that is associated with that particular task. And at this stage, the amount of time I think it might take me to complete it. I am just going to go through stream of consciousness fashion and write down things as I think of them. Anything in black refers to my teaching responsibilities. The things in blue refer to other university commitments or obligations. I use green for my side business and my YouTube channel. Orange reflects things that are going on for my kids or our family. And then I use purple for any personal things. I don't know exactly when my next baby is going to be arriving. So question mark there.
Now, as I'm going through and trying to estimate how long each thing will take me to complete, I have a pretty good sense how much time a lot of these will require because I've done similar tasks before. But other things, if I'm not sure, remember that it's always best to overestimate. And so I highly recommend doubling or even tripling the amount of time you think something is going to take just to be safe. Okay, the next step is that I'm going to go through and assess each of these tasks based on the series of questions here in each column. How hard or easy is each task to get done on a scale of 1 being very easy to 3 being very hard? Does this really have to happen? Yes or no? Does it have to get done right now? Yes or no? This one is so important to think about, but does this have to get done by me? Yes or no? And then finally, does this task truly require my best effort? Yes or no? So I will quickly go through and assess each of these tasks according to these 5 items. So now it's time to apply my signature 5Ds method to figuring out what to drop, defer, delegate, dumb down, and do well. Obviously, in a perfect world, we would want to do it all, right? And ideally to the best of our ability, but that is just not reality, especially for me right now. So first and foremost, if something does not have a check mark in this must get done category, then it's something I would consider dropping. So let me first look at these, right? Things like my department holiday party. Man, I wish I could go. That's so fun, and it's something that I would normally love to be a part of. I hate to miss out, but given everything else, I just don't think I'm going to be able to swing it. So I'm going to move this task over to the drop category. And then I will put a little check over here that I've finished it. Then editing a YouTube video. Obviously, I love to turn out content as much as I can for you, and I actually filmed this video over a month ago, hoping to get it out in November and provide value so that you could be more on top of getting your own self ready for Christmas. But now here it is, early mid-December, and I'm not even close to releasing it. So I feel like it's not even that applicable, and I might just save it for next year. So I will go ahead and drop that as well. Okay, this next one, Christmas lights with family. That's so hard because there's a wonderful light display that I would love to drive my kids through. It's a family tradition that we've done for several years, but this year, again, I just don't know if I can swing it. So it's still something that I hope we can pull off before Christmas, but I guess for now, I'm going to go ahead and defer it in hopes that we still get it done. And if it doesn't happen, I'll just have to, recognize that good is good enough. We can do other things to celebrate the holidays. The real reason for the season is not about light displays, and there will always be next year.
Little interjection. If you're not already following me on Instagram, I was recently sharing how everything I'm going through caused me to spiral. And what I wanted to share there as well as here is my 2 pieces of practical advice for those moments, because I think it is all too natural for our brains and our bodies to get flooded by those emotions where one little thing changes and then triggers us into this snowball effect of all the things that are going to go wrong and how terrible everything is going to be. Normally, I think the advice we are given is to change our mindset, have a positive attitude, just push all of those thoughts aside. I would argue the opposite. My first piece of advice is to let yourself spiral. actually go to that place where you not only feel all the feels, the disappointment, the anger, the frustration, the fear, right? But you really just sort of put it all out there and let your mind wander to what could actually happen if you are not able to get everything done. But here is the second and more important piece of advice. Don't stop there. You have to then put on your more objective side, be more logical, and really ask yourself, what are the chances that if something didn't happen, the result would really be as bad as you are imagining? And then even if it did turn out to be the truth, would it really be the end of the world? Or would there be something that you could do to mitigate and do damage control after the fact? Arming yourself with those two pieces of information, right? First, how likely this terrible scenario is to actually unfold. And then secondly, what you could do even if it did happen. Those become a new plan of sorts that help you put things in perspective and remember that you're only human. You are not alone in having so much stress, so much to do, but it's all going to work out okay.
Okay, next up, making Christmas cards. Now, this is something that not everyone does, but I personally love to do it. We do family photos every year, and I would love to really spend time on our family Christmas cards, but probably something that will have to wait at least till another week. So put that in the defer category. Then let me move down here. I recently purchased several professional development trainings to help up-level my business, and I'm dying to watch those and implement them and provide more value and service to you. But clearly that doesn't need to get done immediately or even at all. It's just really a wish list item that I would like to do. So I'm going to have to probably drop that for now. Similarly, I have so many YouTube video ideas, and I just wanted to build such a bank of content ahead of time before my fourth baby came. But given everything, I certainly can't do that this week. So probably going to go ahead and defer that. But don't worry, they will definitely be coming. Lastly, in terms of things that don't necessarily have to happen at all, I had really hoped to prep a bunch of freezer meals and have things ready to go after I have my baby. But the truth is that we could find alternative solutions. I can always just ask my husband to throw something together. We could run to the drive-thru. We could order something in, or I could even ask others to pitch in and bring us meals. So I'm going to definitely drop this for now.
If you are getting value out of this, would you do me a big favor? Give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone else who would really benefit from learning this method, and then check the links in the description because you can get my free 20-page Pinpoint Your Priorities playbook that really elaborates more on this 5Ds method. You can also snag one of these notepads for yourself.
All right, now let me go back to the things that need to happen now and better assess what I can defer, as well as, things that I might be able to delegate here. Anything that doesn't have a check mark in the must get done by me category is something I could consider delegating. So my final exams definitely need to get written. They definitely need to get done by me. But, I just can't spend hours and hours and hours making them as difficult as I would otherwise love to be. And I guess my students will benefit from that, right? So I'm going to have to probably dumb this down and just write good exams, but rely more on multiple choice questions or a fewer number of questions overall. Let's see here. Since I'm already on this color pen, I definitely have a ton of student emails that I need to get through, but I can do that pretty quickly. And I can always try and build a little template response if I'm finding myself writing the same kinds of answers to similar kinds of student questions. Then, in terms of grading my exams, since they are probably going to be more multiple choice, I am going to go ahead and ask my TA to help me grade, and that will save me some time. I will, of course, need to look everything over, but for the most part, that would be a huge weight off my shoulders if she can help me grade those objective answers. So that is something I am going to delegate. And I'm really fortunate to have a TA. I don't always, but this semester I have almost 200 students, so they gave me one, and that's been very, very helpful. And then entering final course grades, that's definitely something that I need to do, and I will need to do well and make sure that everybody's grade is calculated correctly. So that's, of course, something that will take priority. Okay, moving on. Job candidate interviews. My department is hiring, and so we have people flying in to interview. Normally, I would go to campus and have one-on-one personal meetings with each candidate, but because I'm not feeling well, because my son is homesick, I'm going to need to do these by Zoom. So that's something that I can dumb down. As with many things, not ideal, but just kind of how it needs to be right now. Still getting it done, but not as perfectly as I would otherwise hope. And then here's a good one. Drafting my sabbatical proposal. I am due for a semester of research leave, and that proposal is due the end of this month. I really, really, really need to spend a lot of good energy and cognitive effort making it the best it can be so that it hopefully gets approved. But on the other hand, it's something that's going to require a lot of time, and I don't necessarily need to worry about it this week, right? Like, I hate to put it off till after baby comes because I just don't know what my mental state is going to be immediately postpartum. I'm going to be tired, of course, and want to focus on my baby. But on the other hand, my teaching stuff and just getting through final exam week, that feels like it needs to take precedence. So I'm going to go ahead and take a risk and defer that for now. That's also because I know I'm not in a great frame of mind to think clearly and write a really good one right this moment when I'm so stressed and already tired and sick. All right, what haven't we gotten to? Let's see here. All right, these are good ones. Washing baby clothes. Of course, I need to have clean things for my little one to wear when he is born, but I'm just going to wrap him in diapers and blankets, and if he doesn't have onesies and sleepers for the first day or so of life, I'm pretty sure he will be just fine. So I am going to go ahead and defer that. Again, not forever, but just for this week. That's also something that I could dumb down if I really wanted to. I could clearly throw in a load of laundry and have it running in the background, but I've got to dig out all of our old baby clothes first, so I just don't even want to think about that just yet. Then we, of course, need to have his car seat installed in the car, and I need to clean it out from way back when. It's been a little while since we've had a young baby, but I'm also clearly then going to delegate that because it is not something that has to get done by me. It needs to happen. It needs to get done now, but I'm going to ask my husband to be the one that takes the lead, and he's honestly much better suited for that job anyway. Last but not least, my 3 boys desperately need haircuts, and I normally try and do this myself because it really adds up to take them even somewhere like Great Clips as fast as their hair grows. So I know they desperately need haircuts, especially before Christmas, but it could always wait, right? Shaggy hair never killed anybody. Definitely doesn't have to get done by me. So I'm thinking that I'm actually going to delegate this and ask my husband to take them in, and we'll just kind of take the time and money trade-off here where they will get their haircuts, but I'll have him take them to Great Clips, and that will be good this time around. Additionally, I always have the kids make some sort of personal craft that we give the grandparents and loved ones as gifts, and I try and be really creative. I'm so not a Pinterest mom, and I hate that I'm already this far behind because in order to get them mailed and have them arrive in time for Christmas, probably needed to have started them long before now, but for a variety of reasons, we didn't get to it, and at this point, it's probably just going to have to wait. So let's see here. It does need to happen, but it can arrive after Christmas. The kids can, certainly do it themselves without me monitoring everything, making sure that it's perfect. And that's the whole point anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and defer this one as well. And then last but not least, of course, want to do something kind for my kids' wonderful teachers at their school and daycare. So the last day of school is Friday the 17th. And again, I would normally try and put together something creative, thoughtful, but under the circumstances, we might just need to run with gift cards, right? So that is something that I can totally dumb down. It does need to happen, needs to happen pretty quickly. I could delegate this to my husband, but I'm also just going to go ahead and order some gift cards off Amazon and call that good for this year. All right, so here is my finished to-do list for the week, and I hope that you found it helpful as I walked through this process. You can see that I now clearly have different categories of tasks, not just in terms of what area of my life they apply to, but whether I'm going to drop them, defer them, delegate them, dumb them down to make them as easy as possible, and what I actually need to do well. So this completely frees up my mental space and also my sanity, because I can see now that I really just need to focus on these 6 items, and the rest can be dropped, deferred, or delegated so that I don't have to stress out any longer. I can do them another time or ask someone else for help and focus my limited time and energy on just these few things. These are, again, things that I would normally want to do to the very best of my ability, but there are some shortcuts I can take given the circumstances, and it will all still get done and be just fine. And then I can spend my most important time focusing on making sure my grades are done, hopefully before this next baby comes. And then just to show you, these notepads have 50 rip-off sheets. So whenever you're done, you can just rip this off, stick it inside your planner or your purse, put it on your counter, on your refrigerator, and have it with you so you've got your marching orders laid out at all times. And then toss it when you're done, start again for the next week or whenever you have new items that you need to factor in.
All right, so that is what my life is looking like these days and how I prioritize my to-do list. Wish me luck, because there's still so much that has to happen. But the reality is that in these moments, it's so important for us to separate ourselves from our productivity. You've heard me speak before that our self-worth is never determined by what we do or what we don't do, and we have to keep that long-term perspective. We can only assess our success on a long-term basis. So whatever today feels like, whatever this week or this month or even this season of your life turns out to be, it will all work out the way that it's meant to. You will someday be amazed looking back at how much you have gotten done. I am here with you. I have so many resources to share to help you still get done what needs to happen, even in the midst of these unexpected moments. So again, I hope you found this video helpful. Please make sure and subscribe if you haven't already, and then jump straight into these other videos to get more of my top tips. I'll see you back soon. Have a great day.